Share this with you. Welcome to my studio. We're going to be talking about 3 different things that are going to absolutely rock your boat, that you can actually tap into right now and actually generate income and turn your skills into a small business. So the 3 things I'll be talking about is, the experience and knowledge that you have right now. You might be able to resonate with some of them. Or think about all the other experiences that you have and other courses and skills you developed over the years. That what could you take and combine it with your designing and sewing to offer some kind of product or service. So let's get started. Let me give you an example of skills you can bring into your services and products combining with your fashion designing or your sewing. So this is typically for seamstresses that are a bit more intermediate, going towards advanced, as well as fashion designers, because when you go to fashion designing school, they don't teach you how to turn this into a business. And that is what I do. I absolutely am always motivating. I do workshops. I have courses on to help you turn this into a business and to absolutely just stretch your imagination into creating products that there's a huge need for. I'll give you an example. Many years ago, I went to study a journalism course, image consultancy, image styling. I went to Toastmasters to learn to do public speaking. And I did a lot of, workshops and webinars and talks around confidence and clarity in career and turning into a business. And all those things have helped me to generate better services and products combining my designing and my sewing. So you could have a look at what it is that you have got. What kind of knowledge, experience and expertise do you have that you could combine? Well, let's get started, and I will run through some ideas of using your experience and skills of other things that you have learned through. The 3 things that we are going to be talking about today, the first one is going to be about home decor. So how about giving some feedback if there's anything else you'd like to know about, enhancing your sewing skills and knowledge to perfect your garment construction and just the overall fit. Leave me a comment below. I perhaps could do some videos around it. Or if it's more about business into a business, I'll leave the links down below. The one is about alterations, and the other one is about, don't be afraid to charge with your career and your clarity and confidence to complete business coaching to a workshop all put together to give you absolute clarity on what it is you would like to do and to identify your niche market so you won't be all over the place. That's a definite for anyone starting up a new business in this industry that needs a bit more clarity of which direction to go. So maybe some of you have done some kind of interior decorating course, maybe just a small little course or a workshop, and it kind of got your juices flowing that you really enjoy, the whole home decor, the whole sort of decor of creating different looks and designs or bringing in the latest trend into your home that you can actually do yourself. By taking it a step further, you can always meet up with other interior decorators and say to them, how can I be of service? I could do cushion covers, I can do duvet covers, I can do curtaining, I can do blinds. It's like a long Swiss roll kind of cushion that goes on the bed. Whatever trend is in that particular time, you can say, I have got the skills and ability to make these particular type of, if you love sewing and fashion, even if at this stage you're only making a wardrobe for yourself, maybe turning this into a business. And this video is a typical example. And if you like this type of content, please share it, subscribe, and you'll be to stay in the loop to see my weekly videos every Friday that I share with you. Decor pieces for a bed and breakfast or an Airbnb or a small motel or something like these little spa lodges or different types of lodges. Now, where I'm at the moment in South Africa, we have a lot of game lodges where they have lots of little small like chalets, etc., and smaller hotels that you can approach them and do different types of looks or different themes, which is all sort of following the whole look of the entire game lodge or the lodge, etc. Now you can speak to, let's say, a couple of interior decorators and say you can use my services and what I can do, and nothing stops you from sourcing out as well and still making a profit by sourcing it out to someone else, because now you are taking the full responsibility away from the interior decorator. For instance, you are just supplying as she puts in a demand and an order for what she wants. So look at your skills that you have around interior decorating and perhaps this, or look at what courses you can do. I mean, it's a broad spectrum out there where you can actually obtain more knowledge and skills and become an expert in it. And go and look at where you could buy some fabrics that are typical for, let's say, this kind of industry, for hotels, Airbnbs, all those type of industries. The other thing you could do, which I used to do many years ago, you can do a room by room. So you can always say to a client, I will do one room at a time for you, because it might be your budget, or maybe you just want to just take one room at a time that you're not overwhelmed as well. And you could say to them that I will do the curtaining, I'll do the duvets, I'll even do a fresh coat of paint on the wall. You can always find someone who can paint and come and do it for you, or you actually pay them for their services and you add your profit on top of that. Or maybe you even know how to paint. You'll see the mural behind me. This is something that I did a few years ago. So being a fashion designer, we are really creative. We have a lot of other talents that we can use, and maybe art is one of yours. I have painted all my entire classroom is what I've painted, and I've got a whole wall of paintings inside my sort of lounge patio area, because I love to paint as well. I even painted on my garments. But anyway, let's just stick to basically home decor. So you can do room by room. So you can go to motels, hotels, lodges, spas, even a coffee shop. Sometimes these coffee shops want to put new tablecloths, they want to do new cushions, or I don't really know, but you have a look in your area to see what type of coffee shops. They just want to add a little bit more, something new and fresh to their shop, and these are services that you could offer. To get into this, you would need to maybe make some samples or do one or two of your own rooms in your house. Take some photographs, create like a little, a little showpiece of what you can actually offer. People need to see what it is that you can offer. So that will definitely be something that you could put together in your own home, using your own home as a stage, or even using your friends and family's homes and saying to them, you're prepared to do this for them on a budget. Or maybe, they buy the materials, you won't charge them for the actual making up. You work it out. I'm sure you'll find some way around it. The second thing we can look at, remember we're all talking about our skills and our knowledge. So you might be a very good salesperson, okay, and you can actually go out and go and find business. Or maybe you're a little bit shy and you don't know how to go about it. Well, nothing stops you from just Googling and finding a few places, and then phone them and say you'd like to come to see them, to show them what you have. What am I talking about? I'm talking about, let's say, a curio shop, typically in a motel or a hotel, or like, for instance, like once again in Africa, we have a lot of game lodges, and they normally have these curio shops, even have them at the airports. So a spa lodge, or a nice big hotel, they've got a small clothing boutique at the bottom in their hotel. You can say to them that you would like to do some garments to actually fill the boutique. Who do you speak to? How do you go about it? I have a couple of samples to show you. You take it from there. I'll give you an example of what you could do. Because it's in a hotel environment, what you could do is offer satin night robes, perhaps a little satin camisole, little satin shorts, or the satin long trouser. So a bit of a lounging sort of satin number that a guest could wear in the hotel. Inside the hotel room, and just feel absolutely sexy and luxurious in a little satin number. You could even have the logo embroidered onto the robe or the camisole, etc. And you could even use a scan and cut machine from Brother, and that's what I use. And you are saving costs instead of actually sending it out for people to do printing or embroidery for yourself. Maybe your sewing machine has got embroidery attachments. Why not embroider it yourself? So you could do satin robes, the satin camisoles, shorts, pants. You can even do satin pillowcases, which is also very luxurious, but also it helps women's hair from breaking, and it's a lot softer on your hair. It doesn't damage your hair, and it doesn't dry your hair out. Plus it helps with wrinkles as well, so it's a bit of an anti-aging concept behind it too. So you can go and research, Google more about satin pillowcases, what they actually do for the skin and the hair. You could even do little satin lingerie bags. You can do it in satin with the long zip, or with net and little satin piece on the inside with the logo put on, which could be the hotel's logo, the lodge's logo, or even your own. And inside you can actually put your lingerie, your panties in, and you can make them in different sizes. Make a big pack, a medium, and a smaller pack, and put them together. This is a pack that you could sell in the actual curio shop or boutique shop. So now you're creating a bit of a niche, because now you've got two niches. You've got the hotel, home decor, then the other one is where you've got spa, lodges, hotel, providing them quite a few things around satin. So when you are becoming more niche-ified, that means when you go and buy materials, you're going to be buying the same type of material in those selective colors that you will bring out your little collection. So you're actually saving money, and also you have absolute focus, clarity of what it is you're going to be doing, not all over the place. Because when we're creative, we get so excited and we want to do this the one day, next month something else. Nothing wrong with that, but first perfect one thing and make a lot of money out of it, or test the waters before you try something else. Okay, so the third thing would be, this would be also something that's a bit more advanced in intermediate, which is going towards the more advanced level for this. So what I used to do is I used to offer an image re-wardrobe design for my clients. So I would go with them to their homes and I'd go through the entire wardrobe, and I would take out all the clothing that they're not going to wear. I'll donate it, or there were some things I could refashion. In other words, the sleeves were too long and I would shorten it, and I would add some buttons to it. I'll put some shoulder pads in. I would take the old buttons, put new buttons in. I would shorten the jackets to make them look a bit more classic. Plus I would add in a whole lot of other garments that we could make and design to add into the wardrobe. But for today we're going to talk about refashion. So refashion and alteration is kind of going to be overlapping, but you could always say that you are more doing the refashion. In other words, it could be a long dress and you are now cutting it into a top. It could be, you know, a jumpsuit and you are now cutting off the legs and you're just keeping the top, or you're cutting the top area off and you're only keeping the trouser, or you're adding a lot of, you know, embellishment on, you're adding, you know, appliques on, you're doing some prints on, shoulder pads, etc. Okay, so there are so many refashion and revitalizing your wardrobe videos out there on YouTube and Pinterest, etc., that you could tap into ideas and start doing that. You could basically offer a service where you're coming to someone's home, they are trying on some of their garments that they don't know why they're not wearing it. And then if you've got an eye for this, you could always say to them, or maybe you need a pair of shoulder pads. All those buttons are old and dreary. Let's add a new, fresh looking button to it. Or let's maybe cut the lapel off. Or let's, you know, cut the cuff off. Or let's cut the sleeves off and create a gilet in the jacket, etc. So this is where you're coming in with this whole refashion kind of look with a touch of recycle as well. So there's something definitely, even charge for your time that you're spending, you know, with the traveling time and the time that you're spending with them in their house. You can add a set fee, and then of course every garment you take, you will charge them per garment. That's definitely something you can look at. In the next video, I'm going to be talking about alterations, because alterations is definitely something that you can turn into an absolute sustainable business, because people are buying clothes on a daily basis, and we are, you know, no one has an absolute perfect body. Either the arms are too long, legs are too short. You know, we can go through the whole long list, okay? Or your body at the top is too big, it's smaller at the bottom. Your legs are very skinny, your thighs are very big, etc. So you always need to adjust, take in, alter your clothing. So this is definitely something that you could offer. You can maybe hook up with a boutique owner and offer your services there. But in my next video, I'm going to be going into absolute depth about alterations, because I do have a course as well with, I think, about 14 videos to show you how to actually set up your own home-based alteration business with a marketing plan, how to get set up, everything put out for you. It's basically like a business in a box in a course for you. So we'll be talking more about alterations and of course how to charge. But let's talk about charging, okay? You must remember that you have overheads to pay. Wherever you are living, you need to your water and lights and also your time. If you're not sure how much to charge yet, go and look at other people that are doing what you are doing and see what they are charging to give you some kind of clarity and idea of what amount you can use. And believe me, do not be afraid to charge, because you are offering a dynamic service and a beautiful product, which I hope you're absolutely proud of. So really kick ass with your prices. Do not be shy to charge, because you are coming across as someone that is experienced, skilled, knowledgeable, and you're offering a service that someone has a need for what you are offering. So don't doubt yourself. Do it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and there's lots more coming. The next one will be about alterations, and the one after that would be, we are going to be talking about advanced levels to turn your fashion designing and the years of sewing experience into an absolute business where you can be self-independent and self-sustainable and just feel absolutely fantastic about yourself. Until next week, this is Tania Sutherland.